Hi, Dean. So after our conversation last night when we were talking on the phone for a couple hours, it seemed to me like both of us feel kind of like depressed at the moment, kind of down. Over here the season's changing. It's like mid-semester, everything's getting amped up, and over there you're like getting swamped by little children every day and by administration and everything. So I think the theme of today's practice is just going to be finding your center amongst all of these blowing winds, finding groundedness no matter where you are. Ignore my hair. So, not really sure what we're going to do today, but we'll let it just kind of lead us along. So, um, find yourself in a comfortable seated position, legs crossed, kneeling, whatever. Maybe trying something new if you always cross your legs, kneeling or vice versa, or sitting on a pillow or something. And again, wherever you wind up, wherever you find yourself, just begin to feel yourself rooted into the ground. And inhale, pull your shoulders up towards your ears, and then exhale them back and down. And I can't remember if I taught you this breath last time, but I'm going to teach it again because if I don't know if you have, but whatever. This breath is called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril or channel purifying breathing. So it sounds weird, it looks weird, but it really is a great breath for just finding your center and turning inward, even more so than that Ujjayi ocean sounding breath that we did. Remember that one with the constriction at the back of your throat. So you do this by taking your right hand and folding your pointer finger and your middle finger in, and then just wrapping your pinky finger like just under your ring finger, your right ring finger. So now you have your thumb up and your ring finger kind of wrapped around your pinky. You'll take your right thumb and press it into your right nostril and inhale deeply just through the left. Hold at the top so your ring finger plugs your left nostril now. I sound funny. And then exhale out through the right. Inhale through the right. Hold at the top. And exhale through the left. Whoever's out there, I'm not insane, I'm just making a yoga video. Okay, so just continue with that. So your right thumb on right nostril, inhaling through the left, holding at the top, and then exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, holding at the top, releasing pointer finger, ring finger, exhaling through the left. Now that you kind of have the idea, I'll lead a centering from the beginning, and if you'd like to engage that breath, you can as we do so in a little bit. If you have like any sinus problems going on right now, you can just skip it. But anywho, again, bring your center now just to this physical body. Again, rooting yourself into the ground and just finding a long, tall spine. You can close your eyes or allow them to softly gaze on one point, perhaps on the ocean that is outside your window, if you have that view. And now once you've found comfort in your physical body, turning attention to your breath body, your pranamaya kosha. So just noticing if your breath is long, calm, or quick, somewhere in between. Noticing it and slowly tracking where your breath goes, allowing it to completely fill your stomach, and then prana breath flows into your rib cage, allowing ribs to expand, and eventually shoulders rise. Holding at the top just for a beat, and then exhaling, shoulders Slough down towards the floor, roll down your back, and rib cage and belly deflates as well. Again, this 3-part breath, the Dirga breath, continue tracing the pattern of your breath, just observing where it flows. And then taking one more deep inhale here. Feel your body move. Hold at the top for just a beat longer than you normally would. And then exhale everything out. Now would be a great time to engage that Ujjayi breath, ocean breath, the constriction at the back of the throat so you can hear your own breathing. Just helping you to turn inward a little more. So now not only are you feeling your breath throughout your body, but you're hearing it like the waves of the ocean. Take one more deep inhale, filling yourself up with as much oxygen as you ever have before, more than you ever have before. Inhale all the way to the top. And then exhale, sigh everything out. You can continue to engage Ujjayi breath, or if you'd like, taking your right hand and forming that Vishnu Mudra with your hands. The pointer finger and middle fingers turn in towards your palm. Right thumb goes onto your right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold for a beat. Plug both sides. And exhale through the right. Continuing again, inhale through the right. Plug both sides. And exhale through the left. Inhale again. Hold. Exhale through the right. Now that you have the idea, just continuing at your own pace for a few more breaths. So taking one final inhale through the left nostril. Exhaling out the right. Inhaling through the right. And now hold for 4 beats. And exhale through the left. You can relax your right hand onto your right knee. And again, allow your breath to flow freely, noticing any changes in your mindset, your breath, from just the beginning of our practice a short while ago. I'm actually noticing a headache beginning to dissipate, which is nice. But sometimes this breathing can make me stressed. Often holding your breath is a challenge because you don't want to. It's against your natural urges, but kind of helping you restrain your breath and hold your breath and work with your breath can really open up your chest cavity, and turn yourself more centered. So, take one more deep inhale. And now exhale, begin to fold forward out over your legs and walk your hands forward. And maintain that inward groundedness that you found from our Nadi Shodhana, and place your head on the ground, turning inward. So passive stretch for the hips here, slowly waking yourself up, but maintaining that inner focus. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, begin to walk your hands up and just play with the crossing of your legs. Uncross and recross in the weird direction. Inhale, grow super long through that spine, and then exhale, walk your hands forward. Neck rolls out onto the floor. Everything lets go. Deep inhale, full exhale. Inhale, begin to walk your hands up again. And now coming to that seated position, bring your feet out in front of you. So your feet are like standing on the ground, knees pointed up. Inhale your hands to the sky, and then exhale, hands come by your hips onto the floor. Inhale and exhale, allow your knees to both go out to the left. Inhale to center, and exhale, knees now to the right. Inhale to center and exhale to left. One more time, center, inhale, and exhale to the right. So now to inhale to center, wake up your spine a little more. When you go to the right this time, lift up. Press into that left knee and lift your hips towards the sky. Perhaps your right hand reaches towards the ceiling as well. Inhale deeply, allow your chest to open towards the ceiling. And then exhale, come back to seated, rock out onto your right knee now. Press into the right knee and lift your hips towards the sky. Chest open to the sky as well. Take one deep breath here. Inhale, come back to center, and now going at your own pace, inhaling up to the sky, exhaling to center, and inhaling to the right now, moving a little more quickly, getting blood flowing. And again, coordinating breath with movement. One more time. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, come back to center. Feet plant into the floor once again. Hands press into the floor behind you. Inhale. And exhale, lift your hips towards the sky, finding tabletop. So reverse table. Your head can fall out behind you if that's comfortable. Your hips are yearning towards the ceiling. And then just begin to rock forward, knees towards the front. And then place more weight into your hands. Rock behind you, playing with balance. See how weird it feels to go over your hands. But even as we play with this balance and finding where we're not grounded, trying to maintain groundedness in our breath and our center of focus. Inhale, reach behind you one more time, and then exhale, come to center. Inhale, lift your hips to the sky as high as you can, and then exhale, hips toward the floor. Come back to seated. Rock out over your knees and find tabletop now. We were just in reverse table, now we're in tabletop. Inhale, look up towards where the ceiling meets the wall, and allow your stomach to press towards the floor. And now exhale, find cat, back rounds, head drops. Inhale again, stomach towards the floor, look up, and exhale, find cat. And again, finding your own movement now, inhaling as you find dog and exhaling as you find cat. And moving quicker or slower depending on your pace today, just as we sped up in that earlier weird beginning posture when we were going left to right. So I felt pretty stagnant from the day today, so I'm going to be finding kind of a quicker movement, whereas you might have been going all day and you need more of a restorative slow practice. Take 5 more breaths. Perhaps exhaling with a audible ha, releasing stress and tension. Ha. Ha. Inhale, find dog one last time, look up. And then exhale, find your neutral position, and then begin to kind of wag your tail so your hips walk out towards the right as your head makes an arc to the left, finding a mild stretch in the side body, and then going the opposite way, hips towards the left, head towards the right. And as you begin to find this motion, perhaps speeding it up or slowing it down. I'm going to slow it down because I'm finding really nice sticky spots in my side body that I want to just kind of marinate in for a moment. But again, everyone's practice is different. Move with your own body and your own pace. Inhale, come back to center. And again, my favorite, lift your left arm towards the front wall. Right leg comes out behind you to find balancing cat. Engaging core now, so belly button draws into spine. And align your wrists with your ankle almost. So you can do one long line of energy. And then just begin to challenge this. Reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull everything in. One more time, reach up towards the ceiling. Grow long, longer than you ever have before, and then right hand grabs left ankle. Inhale and exhale, press your ankle into that foot to find traction, stretch the shoulder, wake up the chest. Perhaps challenging your balance further by looking at that foot. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, slowly release. Don't slingshot it. First find balancing table, and then find that regular table. Now that right hand reaches out in front of you, left leg lifts behind, stretch yourself in opposite directions. Inhale now, foot towards the ceiling, hand towards the ceiling, and then exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, and exhale, pull everything in. Last time, inhale, reach up towards the ceiling, grow long. Now that right hand grabs left ankle. Once you're secure here, press the ankle into the foot, opening the chest. Again, perhaps challenging your balance by looking at your foot behind you. Inhale, press the foot into the ankle, get a little more length between your head and your foot. And then exhale, slowly release, first finding balancing table, and then coming into table. Feet are together, knees wide on the mat, sink your hips towards your feet, and allow your hands to reach towards the front of the mat as you press your head on the mat. Find child's pose for a moment, and breathe deeply and slowly. Knowing here that you can return to this pose at any time throughout your practice. It's restorative pose, pose of wisdom. As most children are more wise than the adults, and they know when it's time to rest and to play. So, take one more deep inhale and exhale, sigh everything out. Tent your fingers now and begin to lift your hips towards the sky and place your weight into your fingertips so that you create kind of a hammock for your shoulders to release into. Walking your fingers out will create more tension there. You can place your head on the floor. Find puppy stretch. And then slowly begin to press into your fingertips and walk your fingers back towards your knees. So you're coming into kneeling. Now curl your back toes under. Begin to engage those, begin to engage your feet. Perhaps feeling muscles in your feet that you haven't felt in a while. So now your knees lift off of the ground if that's comfortable. And we're just going to hang out here for a minute. Inhale, hands to sky, perhaps looking up at your hands to really challenge your balance. And then exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, palms to sky, grow long, and then exhale towards the left side wall, finding Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, this weird leg variation. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale towards the right. Inhale, come back to center, grow long, and then exhale, palms to the floor in front of you, and begin to extend your knees, coming to forward fold. But this forward fold is more passive, as it is our first fold of the day. Your torso just spills out over the thighs. Neck totally releases, and your hands can be on the ground, or opposite hand can grab opposite elbow. Take a moment here to just explore where you're holding any tension. Like, I just noticed my toes are curled for no reason. Just find any tense spots. Take a deep breath and just exhale, melt that tension away. If you found waterfall with your hands, allow your hands to press into the mat and slowly begin to roll up vertebra by vertebra to find standing. Probably can't see me standing, but inhale your arms up to the sky. Find a mild back bend here, hands reaching towards the back wall. And then exhale, come halfway down with the flat back, hands in T position. Hold here for a moment. Inhale your hands up towards the sky, bringing your shoulder blades together. And then exhale, dive forward. Find your full expression of Uttanasana, forward fold. So now, again, finding our side body, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands out towards the right, so next to your right foot. And breathe into any tension and space that you find here. You can bend your right knee as you stretch your left. Inhale, slowly walk towards center. Hold here for a moment. Remember, allowing your neck to completely release. And then inhale, walk your hands out towards the left, perhaps bending out towards, the left, perhaps bending the left knee now and breathing into your right side body. Inhale, and again, come back to center. Take a moment and notice if you are allowing all of your weight to just pour into your legs. And in this forward fold, engage your legs. So engage your leg muscles even in this passive pose. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Hands press into shins or into the floor if that's available for you. Inhale now, and exhale, come forward. Feet step back into high plank. Again, finding your center here and challenging different muscles. Rock forward on your toes. Your head comes out towards the front wall. And then exhale, rock back. Inhale and exhale, going back and forth, making the static pose more dynamic, more fluid. Inhale now, come forward, and then exhale, find your neutral position. Hold for 2 breaths. And now inhale, lift your hips towards the sky and your heels towards the mat. Allow your shoulder blades to melt down the spine. And find the one and only downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can walk your dog out here, bending one knee, extending the other. Slowly finding yourself in this pose. Again, allowing your head, your neck to totally release. Inhale now that right leg towards the sky. And keep your hips parallel to find a stretch in that left leg. Inhale, leg as high as you possibly can. And then exhale, the right foot comes in between your two hands. And allow that back left knee to come towards the mat. Inhale, your hands sweep up towards the sky. And exhale, sink into that right knee. And that right knee might come out over the ankle, and that's okay as our back knee is on the mat. Inhale, perhaps finding a back bend here. And then exhale, hands come on either side of the foot and extend the front leg. Hips come back to the back heel. Inhale, find a flat back, and exhale, walk your hands forward. Inhale now, coming back into that low lunge. Play around with your hips for a moment, and now lift that back knee off of the mat. Challenge your hips to be square and parallel. Once you've found that, energize into those thighs, and inhale and exhale, sink deeply into your full expression of Warrior One. Hands come out over your head, and perhaps again finding a back bend. Again, finding neutral position, noticing where your shoulder blades are, if they're up by your ears, and if they are, just attempt to roll them back and down the spine. Engage in your thighs again, and pretend now like someone's going to come and take photos of you in yoga journal, so engage every muscle in your body. Inhale, find a mild back bend, still engaging muscles. And now exhale, come forward, stomach over thighs, with stomach not pressing into the thigh. Inhale and exhale, palms to either side of that foot. Right leg steps back to left in high plank. Right leg can actually stay in the sky if you like. Inhale, head comes forward. Exhale, come halfway down, high plank, low plank. And then exhale, press up, upward facing dog. I just got like 10 cracks in my back. Inhale, look up, and now exhale, find downward facing dog again. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale, left leg to sky now, keeping those hips square. Now allow your hips to become stacked, get all sorts of length in that left leg. Inhale and exhale, left foot in between your hands. Back knee sinks to mat. And allow your hands to sweep up towards the sky. Inhale deeply, and then exhale, sink forward. Just waking up the hip and groin region. Inhale, perhaps finding a back bend. And then counter stretch the back bend. Hips sink towards the back. Heel, find a flat back, and then exhale, walk yourself out over that straight leg. Another great pose for introversion and introspection. Inhale and exhale, begin to walk yourself forward. Again, beginning to play with the hip area, moving yourself around and lifting the back right knee up. Again, getting creative, perhaps stirring your hips a little bit. And then once you found a strong neutral position, inhale and lift your torso off the thigh. Exhale, sink deeply, full expression of Warrior One. Inhale, hands clasped together over your head, finding perhaps a back bend. And then exhale, coming to center, allowing shoulders to roll down spine. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, come out forward over your left knee. Hold here. And now exhale, hands up either side of your foot. Step left foot back, either on or off the mat. Come down halfway, low plank, and then inhale, upward facing dog. Inhale, toes curl under, hips towards the sky, downward facing dog. Toes come together, bend your knees, and then inhale with control, hop to the front of your mat. Again, finding forward fold for a moment. And then finding flat back, coming up to your shin or your tip of your fingers. And slowly begin to bend the knees, your hips sink towards the floor, hands rise up towards the ceiling. Finding expression of Utkatasana, awkward or chair pose. Some people like to call it the public toilet seat squat. Hands can be over your head or in front of you like zombie arms. It's Halloween, so let's do zombie arms. Inhale and exhale, sink deep. Inhale, perhaps getting a little longer, and exhaling, sinking deeper. And hold this for 2 breaths as I open my window. Good. I think I messed up a bit. No, I didn't. Okay. Do excuse this. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2, Utkatasana. Inhale, get long, grow long, and then exhale, come to standing, find a back bend, and exhale, come down, find your forward fold. So front of our mat now. Inhale and begin to lift your right leg towards the ceiling, finding a standing split. Palms can press into the mat, head relaxes, and just see if you can stack your hips like we did in downward dog. When our hips were stacked, legs rotated open, and that right foot is yearning for the ceiling. Challenging your balance more, you can try and grab that standing ankle. Pretty difficult, but fun also. Staring at a drishti or focus point, finding grounding as we grab that ankle. Inhale now, and slowly exhale. Hands come off the mat. Step that right foot back to find warrior 1. One more time. Or not one more time, actually. I love this pose. Good. Inhale, grow long. And exhale, allow the back heel to come towards the mat, finding warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that front knee, and exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, reach towards the front wall, and exhale, reach towards the back. Inhale towards the front, exhale behind you, and then settle into your neutral position, grounded in the present moment. Good. Hold for 3 breaths. Inhale now, reach forward and allow the left hand to come onto the mat. Right hand reaches towards the sky. Right hand can remain here, or you can bind it up. Right hand can rest, come out behind you and rest on your right thigh. Or for a little more of a challenge, left hand can loop up behind you and grab the right, finding a bind. From here, challenging our balance, begin to hop that back right foot towards the left, maintaining the bind though. And now, hopefully you can see me, your right foot stays where it is and begin to lift your left. finding bird of paradise. So you're still bound up, but now you're standing in the bind. If you are standing in the bind, you can attempt to straighten that left leg. It's really hard to do, but you can do it. Left leg can straighten, inhale, and exhale, allow the leg to come back down. Now slowly come out, allow the left leg to come back to the floor, and just unwinding like we did, rewinding, right foot steps back, bind your bind. Unwind here, come back up, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, reach out behind you. Right hand comes to right shin. Left hand reaches for the back wall as you sink deeper into your left knee. Look up at the ceiling and open your chest. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, hands windmill to either side of that left foot. Inhale deeply, and exhale, step right foot up to meet left, find forward fold. Going in to our chair pose again, hips sink towards the floor, knees bend, hands reach towards the ceiling, exhale into the pose, and allow your shoulders to melt down your spine. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, palms come to clasp in front of your heart. And twist towards your right. So right arm presses into left thigh. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, twist into your chair. You can stay here or allow your right hand to come towards the mat. Left hand opens up to find open wings. Inhale, open your wings, then exhale, close them back up, back to prayer, unwind, and find chair pose again, hands overhead. Inhale deeply, and then exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. So just as we did our left, we begin to press, perhaps bend your knee a little bit, press your palm into the mat, and lift your left leg towards the sky. Again, stacking your hips to find one-legged forward fold. Challenge your balance, and hands can grab your standing ankle. Again, one side might be more wobbly than the other, or conversely, one side might be stronger than the other. Inhale, get all the length you can, head reaching towards the mat, foot reaching towards the ceiling, and then exhale, slowly begin to bend the front knee and allow your left foot to come towards the mat. Bend into the right knee, torso lifts off the thigh. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, sink into that right knee. Find warrior one. Hold for one breath. Inhale, get nice and long, hands over your head, and then exhale, dial that back heel to the mat, open up to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, reach behind you. Inhale forward, and exhale behind you. Inhale forward, and then exhale, find your center point, your neutral position. Perhaps dropping your arms, encouraging your shoulders to slough down, and then lifting them back up to T position. Inhale, reach forward, and exhale, allow right hand to press into the mat. Left hand now reaches towards the ceiling as you open your chest to the side wall. Perhaps opening your chest a little more, binding that left hand onto that right thigh. Or now pressing your right arm into that right knee, right hand comes behind you, finds your left for a clasp. Bending deeply into that front knee, and perhaps challenging your balance, stepping that back foot up to meet your right foot. Get this awkward little hopping around in bird of paradise. Find groundedness in that left foot and begin to lift your right leg, coming into bird of paradise on the left. Inhale, perhaps extending that right leg, and exhale, releasing. Hold for a moment. And even in this bind, where can you find the regular points of just regular standing pose? Your shoulders over your hips over that one foot. Just play around, find grounding even in this kind of very awkward pose. Inhale, get long, and then exhale slowly. Bring your right foot back towards the mat. And when you have both feet firmly on the ground, maintaining the bind, step your left foot to warrior two stance. Get strong and grounded here. And then slowly unwind, unwrap your wings and fly. Fly back to warrior two. Relaxing where you can. This time, instead of kind of hugging your thighs in, pretend like you're gonna have to hold this pose for like 5 days. And then notice where you're unintentionally gripping. Inhale, reach forward, and then exhale, left hand presses into the left shin. Right hand reaches towards the back wall, sinking to your front knee. Opening that chest. Inhale, grow long. Exhale again, find warrior two. And now hands come to either side of that front leg. And back left foot steps up to meet the right. Find forward fold. Inhale, begin to find a flat back as your hips sink towards the floor. Hands reach up over your head and grow long through that spine, curling your back under. Lower back curls under instead of sticking out. Inhale, palms to prayer over your heart and draw your palms in front of your heart on the exhale. Inhale, grow long, and now exhale, left arm presses into that right leg. Grow long and find a twist, pressing your arm into the leg to encourage the twist. Inhale, perhaps opening your wings here. Right arm to the floor, left to the ceiling. And then bring your hands back together, finding the twist, and then rotating back to chair, hands out in front of you. Slowly lower down to the mat into kind of a squatting position. Good. So now your arms come on the inside of your legs. Toe heel your feet apart until you can comfortably press your arms into your legs. Again, find a nice long spine here, just as we did in Warrior 2. Not Warrior 2. Chair pose. Crown of head reaching towards the ceiling as the base of your spine curls under and reaches towards the floor. Perhaps closing your eyes or gazing at your fingertips and just noticing your practice, noticing your breath. Getting grounded in the midst of our practice. Good. When you're ready, begin to keep your arms on the inside of your legs. Bring your hands to the floor. And then begin to just play here, walking your knees up your arms until your knees are like in your deltoids, right here. Not your biceps, but your deltoids. So you're like hunched like a frog. Begin to rock onto your toes so your heels lift towards the sky. Hands can be about, like a foot, maybe a foot and a half in front of you. And maintaining again, knees way up on your deltoids. Begin to lift your hips towards the sky. And then challenge your center of balance. Lift one foot off the mat, perhaps two. Finding crow pose. Great idea to have a pillow under you, under your head. Engage your abs and breathe for 3 cycles of breath. Slowly begin to allow your toes to come back towards the mat. You can sink back into your heels if that's available to you. And again, find that nice long spine. Take a deep breath, sigh everything out. And then allow your left palm to reach out to the side of your mat and your right to reach towards the sky. Again, opening that chest. Perhaps going further and finding a bind. Your right hand comes out behind you, or around, you're clasping your left elbow into that leg. Hands clasped behind you. So now, just as we did that Warrior 2 to Bird of Paradise transition, beginning to find center of balance in that right foot and slowly bringing this contorted body up to standing and maybe flying around like me. So this time now, our arm is totally around the leg, not clasped in between the thigh and the shin. So you won't be able to extend that left leg, the leg that's lifted in the air. And find groundedness in this very awkward pose. Inhale, and then exhale, begin to slowly come forward and find that low variation, squatting variation. Unwind your wings, look up towards the ceiling, wave at the sun, and then come back to prayer position. Inhale deeply. All right, this time, right arm extends, right hand presses into the mat, left arm reaches towards the sky. Staying here, perhaps finding the bind, clasping your hands behind you, still rotating your chest towards the sky though. And if you'd like to challenge your balance on this side, begin to place weight into that left leg and lift your right leg up. Again, same main points of standing pose, just with this extra leg in your arm. So shoulders are over your hips, which is over that standing leg. Inhale and exhale. Begin to slowly come back down. Open your arms towards the sky, and then find prayer position. Inhale, press your arms into your legs, look up towards the sky, and then exhale, press your palms into the mat, lift your hips towards the sky, and exhale everything out, find forward fold. Begin to walk your hands up your legs and find standing pose. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, and exhale, palms next to your hips. So going into a more advanced balancing posture, so I feel like we've done a lot and he'll probably be ready for this. You may have already done this before. So begin to find again your points of your standing posture, shoulders over hips, over feet. And then begin to place your weight into that left foot and lift your right. Lift your right foot behind you, and your right hand grabs that right ankle. So get a nice solid grasp on the ankle. You probably can't see me, so we're going into dancer pose, which you've probably seen before. So once you have a nice strong grasp on the inside of the outside of your ankle, begin to press your ankle into your hand as we did earlier in that balancing cat. And as you press your ankle into your hand, your torso comes forward, parallel to the ground. Left hand reaches towards the front wall. Engaging abs, stretching shoulder, back. Hold for 3 breaths. And slowly begin to unwind. Allow the right foot to come to the mat. And roll out that left standing ankle. So make circles with your left ankle. Point your toe, flex your toe. And then once you felt like you've done an adequate amount of flexing, begin to lift the left foot behind you. Left hand grabs left ankle. And once you have a firm grasp on the inside of the outside of that ankle, begin to press the leg into that hand so that your torso comes forward and your leg lifts towards the ceiling. Right hand comes out in front of you. Getting length and challenging balance on every breath. 2 more breaths. Slowly begin to come to standing. Allow that left foot to meet up with the right. Roll that right foot out. Find circles, point and flex the foot. And then come back to standing and take a few jumps on your mat. And just sigh everything out, come to standing. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. And exhale, you guessed it, come into forward fold. Inhale, come up to a flat back. And then exhale, feet out behind you into high plank. Come forward, find low plank. And then press up, find upward facing dog. Knees energize off of the mat to engage the thighs. Inhale and exhale, press your knees into the mat. Hips sink into your ankles. Find child's pose. And take a moment to integrate the standing postures of our practice today into your day. Notice how this child's pose might feel any different than our first child's pose at the beginning of our practice. Perhaps you feel looser or maybe even tighter. But just acknowledging whatever you found, awareness, compassion. Compassion is something I should probably learn for myself. Exhale, sigh everything out. And then, when you're ready, I'm going to lying onto your stomach. Your palms by your hips and your cheek pressing into the mat, either your left or your right cheek. Take a few deep breaths here, noticing your heartbeat. And begin to draw your palms up by your shoulder blades. And inhale deeply, turn your nose into the mat, and then exhale, begin to find low cobra, or perhaps king cobra. Walk your palms closer to your hips and find full expression of your cobra, but keeping your elbows soft so that you don't place pressure into your low spine. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, gain length, and exhale, slowly come down. Press your nose into the mat and bring your feet towards the sky, feet off of the mat, knees pressing into the mat. And then we're going to kind of challenge the dancer that we found earlier, because dancer, we had one leg right in the sky like that. So just going to take that a step further and have both legs in the sky. Place your hands on your ankles. And then again, inhale and exhale, begin to press your ankles into your hands, engaging your thighs so your chest comes off the mat. Inhaling to find length. Taking 2 breaths here. And then inhale, grow long. And exhale, slowly release. Hands come out by your hips. And then windshield wiper your feet back and forth, releasing the low back. Inhale, hit your feet back to the mat. Press your palms into the mat and somehow find yourself on your back. Once you're on your back, you can pull your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your knees. Give yourself a hug. And then begin to roll your knees out. Again, releasing the low back by massaging the lower spine. Reversing directions if you haven't already. Pull your knees into your chest and then allow your knees to separate, but your feet stay together. Peace fingers, grab your big toes, and then pull your big toes towards either side of your body. Find happy baby. Just opening up those hips a little more passively, perhaps rocking side to side to continue massaging your lower back as you open the hips. Continuing to breathe again with your movements, inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Just doing what you gotta do. Slowly begin to find your center and happy baby, and then allow your feet to come back together, knees are apart, and feet lower onto the mat. Find yourself on your back, knees yearning towards the floor, opening up your hips in butterfly. And again, beginning to draw inward, your hands on your stomach. Feeling your breath run through your body, and perhaps even hearing your breath run through your body by engaging ocean-sounding breath again. Feeling belly rise and fall with inhale and exhale. Your body filling with this prana, life force of air. You can keep your feet where they are, perhaps allow your feet to unwind and come to the bottom of your mat, finding corpse pose. Hands can remain on your stomach, tracking the inhale and the exhale. Or you can allow your hands to come out by your hips, falling totally open in Shavasana, corpse pose, opening ourselves up to whatever may happen, finding groundedness in the breath, allowing body to sink into the floor in a state of total relaxation and meditation. Begin to bring awareness back into your physical body by bringing attention back onto the breath body. So if your hands were out to the side, bring them back to your stomach, and again trace the pattern of your inhale and your exhale. Finding energy and strength with your breath. And then when you're ready, pulling your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug again. Becoming that small ball rolling out onto your left side. Fetal position. Take a deep breath and sigh everything out. Sigh out worries, negativity. Leave it behind on your mat. Take one last moment to acknowledge the benefits of your practice. Reflect on your intention, your past intention on your mat, and the intention for the rest of your day. And press into your hand. Keeping your eyes closed or softly gazing in front of you, find seated position. Sits bones rooted into the ground. Hair flying every which way. Crown of head reaching towards the sky. Continue to breathe. Take 3 more deep breaths. Final inhale, bring your palms over your head, bring them together in prayer position. Exhale, palms to heart. With this practice, I honor the divinity within you. Namaste, brother. Namaste.